Part 2 of will this roller ever run again? The basics here. Do we have oil? Answer to that is no. Before we even crank this thing, that's what we're gonna do. So let's take some good stuff and get this inside of there. So fun fact is these things do not have coolant. They don't run a radiator. What you see right there actually cools oil. The engine is cooled through the oil and also lubricated through the oil. So it's essential on this thing. Well, I see now why I didn't have any oil in it. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty important piece of the puzzle there. Now I don't know for sure here, but we have the throttle cable just hanging out here. And I want to say that's what this is right here, is the throttle cable. You pull it, that's what's moving in there. So something tells me that this guy couldn't figure out what was going on with the throttle, or he thought it was fuel, and that's why he did these injection pumps. But that kind of puts me at a standstill, because if my oil just leaks out of there, I can't keep adding it in there. With our temporary gasket and gasket maker, we've got something on there that will at least hold the oil for now so we can keep filling this up. We've got some oil on the stick. It's not full, but that's all I've got. At least it's in the safe zone. Next thing I want to do is just get the oil primed through here. So I'm going to crank this over. Assuming it's not going to start, we're just going to crank it, make sure we get oil up to everything since it's sat for 3 years. Got the power hooked up here. Ground is off. This battery is so dead it'll probably hurt us more than it'll help us. So let's see if this thing even wants to crank. Is our wiring even correct? No. Hold on. Let's try this. Shut off switch here. Off. On. Nothing. Okay, so that is definitely off. Let's take this all the way to off. Nothing. So this battery is what's killing this pack. So let me take this off here. This might be hurting us again still. Well, the jump pack just didn't like it, so I stole a battery out of the skid steer, got this hooked up. Now let's see what it does. Disclaimer, I don't like what I see there. Off, on, and start. And nothing. Nothing at all. Let's see if we can do the old bridge the solenoid. Bridging that still pretty much did nothing, so I'm convinced there's something going on here. And, oh, yeah, that's great. Let's clean this up a little bit and see if that is part of our problem. I'd say it is. I don't love this, but I shipped it back to Good Copper and sandwiched it in there, so hopefully this will be enough to try. Attempt number 5. No go. Okay, we have life. That'll just put a smile on your face. With one puff of the exhaust, I can smell ether, so I can tell what this guy was doing. Should have done this already, but I got excited and I went the other direction. Let's see what the intake's looking like. Love to see that. Pretty much a new air filter. If and when this thing runs, we'll definitely be getting a new intake for it. Not sure what the heck this used to be. We'll just run it like that for now. Let her crank and get some oil up to the top. Quickest way to see if we have a compression issue or a fuel issue is I'm going to give it a little shot of this. I'm not going to preheat anything like that, so it's not going to be dangerous. It's a quick shot to give it a fuel source to tell if we have a fuel issue on the diesel side or it's like an internal engine issue with compression. Beautiful. That's exactly what I love to hear. That means I don't trust the solenoid one bit. Let's rip these off here. I think you should be like 10 millimeters. I don't even know if this thing's metric or standard on that, to be honest with you. This is all German, apparently, Bomag. So my subpar understanding tells me this solenoid, when it comes on, it pulls this back, and essentially this arm on the right pulls. What that should pull is that thing right back into there. And I know this is kind of like a manual way to do it. And I'm not sure you'll be able to see it, but when I move this, that little arm right there, it's hitting against it, but that rack is not coming back. So I'm going to try and pry this rack back towards me, because I believe towards me would be the run position. That rack would not move at all. What I ended up doing is I pulled both of these injection pumps out. These pumps create the pressure, and that goes up through this line, and the injector is actually up almost inside of the head here in this area. So now that I have those out, I can actually reach in here and push that back and forth, as you can see. The injector is in place. I can't move the shutoff rack back and forth. The second I lift this injector up and that little pin comes out of there, that thing can slide around all day long. Here's where I say I'm at the extent of my knowledge, and hopefully someone on TikTok, I'll do my research after this too, can kind of give me some guidance. Assuming that's my issue because it's stuck in the off position, but how do I get them to move? Do you take the pumps apart? Do you just get new pumps? Is that even the way they're supposed to be? Let me know in the comments. I greatly appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome when it comes to trying to figure this stuff out. But that's a wrap for tonight.